Marc Ryan from the Upstate tweeted like how he supports the way Dabo does it. And I do agree, like, you want to stay firm in your beliefs, but you see Clemson is not regressing, but they're falling behind the 8 ball when it comes to recruiting, because guess what? Whether you hate it or not, this is what it is. And Clemson Clemson, I don't think they got a single portal commit this year, and it's because Dabo's not going to get into a bidding war.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, his tweet, too, made it seem like they're just not engaging in the portal. Dabo's doing it the right way. They're just not doing this portal thing. That's not true. They tried to get players in the portal.
Yeah.
Those players just decided not to come. Now, maybe, Dabo said that he's not going to get into a bidding war. I can respect that. Yeah. If you want to say that, sure. But the thing is like, you can stand on business or whatever you want to say. Yeah. But the thing is, you're falling behind. Yeah. You were the only coach. You were the only team that had a top 5 recruiting class that did not sign anyone in the portal. Yeah. And the thing is like, since then, they haven't been back to the playoffs. No. They didn't win the ACC this year. Like, you are falling behind. Like, you can't tell me like we're still an elite top tier program. You got 0 portals and you were ranked 15th in recruiting. Yeah. Like, it's one thing if you're saying we don't need the portal guys because we're number 1 in recruiting. Yeah. We signed 6 5-stars and 12 4-stars, and we're number 1. We're still killing it in the recruiting in high school. Yeah. You're not even top 5 in high school recruiting. Yeah. And you got 0 in the portal. And here's the thing. You lost players in the portal. So now you're net. Yeah. You're in the negative. As much as South Carolina lost in the portal, they replaced them with more talent, I believe, in certain positions. So in terms of, they were like, obviously you see everyone leave at one time, but then you slowly add those players back. Yeah. South Carolina had one of the top portal classes. Yeah. This cycle.
We're not Ole Miss.
Right. So I mean,
the day of
he bashes South Carolina for all these players leaving, but the thing is like they had a net gain in what they got in the portal versus what they lost.
It's also just Marc Ryan, and he just, whatever way the wind's blowing, that's what he's going to go with that. Like, he's gonna say something to get clicks because he knows South Carolina fans will come at him on especially on Twitter. Yeah. And I mean, Beamer's been very adamant. I mean, you look at the receiver we got. His name's slipping my mind, but that ended up at Boston College. Yeah. I mean, and this didn't come from his mouth. It's just the insider sources for the Big Spur that I follow. He's not going to get into a bidding war. Not like that. No. And like you said, there's a way to do it that is conducive to the environment we're in college football, and not just, like I said, okay, we're offering you $1 million. Well, okay, well, George is offering me 2. What can you do for me? Yeah. Beamer's not going to do that.
Right. Exactly. Here's the thing. If Dabo wants to come out and say, look, if I never win another game, I'll go down, respecting myself that I didn't, change the way that I did things, just because the game changed. Yeah. Fine. I'll definitely respect that. Yeah. But don't come out and say, buy all the stock you can in Clemson. We're still an elite program. Yeah. Well, you didn't. You're losing more games than you used to. Yeah. You didn't win the ACC. You haven't been back to the playoffs since all this started. Like, all of these other teams, Nick Saban didn't like it either, but he did it. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, if you want to succeed, you got to play the game. Yeah. And sometimes even if you don't like the rules and how the game's set up, if you want to win, you got to play the game the way it's played.
And like I said, having a top 5 recruiting class for high school players is not necessarily it's not what it used to be. Right. Where it's like, you look at Ole Miss, like, they're just dominating in the transfer portal. Right. And they're going to be a preseason favorite to go to the college football playoffs, where it's, where you can have great high school recruiting classes, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to have players in there that are not going to be ready to play major D1 football and actually contribute. Right. Yeah. And that's what's happening in Clemson, where, you look at Florida State, for example, majority of their starters were all from the portal, and look what it changed their program to, because not even 2 years ago, people wanted Mike Norvell gone. Right. And now they're saying he's one of the best coaches in the country because I mean, they've got a good NIL fund at Florida State. But like I said, you can still hold true to your values that you want as a coach. But like you said, you either adapt or you get left behind.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with, as a Gamecock fan, I'm okay with that. Right. But as like a college football fan, it sucks to see because, I mean, for half a decade or longer, Clemson, I mean, it was either national championship or bust. And now, like I said, they're not even making the conference championship.
Yeah. So it's either, like I said, we've said it before, you either adjust or you get left behind.
Yeah.
And look, if you don't want to adjust, just come out and say it. Look, I'll stand on my ground, and if I don't succeed anymore, I can go down, knowing that I did what I thought was the right thing.
Yeah.
Sure, fine.
Yeah.
But that's not what he's saying. Like they're still trying to say like they're an elite program and buy all the stock. Like, all right, well, you're not doing the things to do that.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out more of our NFL review of the divisional round, click here.
And if you want to check out our preview for conference championships, click here.
And if you want to see any more of our content, NFL, college, or anything sports related, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share.